Today I have a fun little green project for ya. It is not St. Patrick's Day, not by a long shot, but this is a very green project. And who doesn't like green, right? Green is like money. Green is the earth. I mean, we're going to have some fun making this. I'll just kind of let you watch. I think a lot of this is self-explanatory as you're watching, but I'll pipe up here and there, and then I'll just kind of chat with you. I hope everybody is doing good and getting prepared for the upcoming holidays. Got Thanksgiving if you are in the U.S. I don't really have any set plans yet. Don't know exactly what I want to get into, but I might go out of town. I might not. I'm not really sure yet. I might just kind of do a quiet thing at home, which is kind of what I would like to do, but I don't really know quite yet. There's some moving pieces, and I'll kind of decide over the next couple of weeks, but let me know what you guys have planned for the holidays. Do you guys like doing these translucent clay projects? Do you guys have a favorite type of project you like to watch? Like, do you like watching how to make like miniature food or miniature, I don't know, like dollhouse stuff? Or do you like watching the jewelry? Or do you kind of just come here to see the patterns? Or you just kind of been watching my channel for a while and you just come here and watch? Do you like to have this kind of on in the background? Or do you actually like sit down and watch these, or kind of just have them going while you're doing your own clay thing? I just kind of ask because just kind of getting the feelers out there and seeing what people want. Obviously, I want to produce content that I like to produce, but also content that people like to watch and how they like to watch it. I do enjoy putting on polymer clay projects from some of my favorite polymer clay artists, and I'll have that going while I'm doing my own project. Both, it's kind of an inspiration, but it's also having somebody there to kind of chat with you, quote unquote. But yeah, I just like having something on in the background. Sometimes I listen to podcasts and such, but for the most part, I think that I just need something on while I'm doing this to kind of occupy my mind in other ways. I usually have more than one thing going on at the same time. I don't know what that really says about my personality, but it helps me focus when I have more than one thing kind of happening at the same time, which is kind of odd, but at the same time, it's what helps me function, and I just kind of learned that over time. Do you guys like to use silver leaf or gold leaf in your projects? I try to incorporate it in there, but I don't know, it gives pieces a certain type of look, depending on, I guess, how you use it, but also it kind of takes away from what's behind it, so I don't like to really add a whole lot of silver leaf to my projects if there's like a really pretty pattern that I want in there. I guess I kind of see like silver leaf and gold leaf as like a product that you put in something that you're going to kind of mush up or mash up. I know that in a lot of like faux stones it looks kind of pretty because it gives like this little pop or sliver of like a color or a fleck that, you know, you kind of get in the natural rocks. So I can see the benefit of it, but it's kind of messy to me, and it's kind of a good investment at the same time because I bought only one silver leaf product ever and I'm still using it, and I'm like almost 4 years into making stuff from polymer clay, so I don't know. Let me know if you like to use that in your projects. And also, I was looking online the other day for what is the number one most favorite color, but I think it's kind of just all over the board, and I think it depends on maybe like the region people are in and also kind of what's going on in the world. But my favorite color is probably red And when I was a kid, I used to like pink a lot. I still like pink. But those are kind of my colors. I don't know why I even gravitate towards that, but there's just something about it appeals to me. Kind of getting my cane together here and rolling it out, and I really like that pattern right there underneath. I kind of might do another project where I do silver leaf like that, and it kind of has that like cracked desert look to it. I don't know, I really like it. Kind of want to make a piece out of that. I should have just stopped right there and made something out of it. Kind of a Christmassy colors, right? Red and green. And really you could use any kind of product you wanted to. I was just using a toothpick. I wanted something small for these grooves, but you could use something bigger too. It would just give you like obviously larger crevices. And I thought, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do the same thing to the back. Go ahead and get a pattern on both sides. I think that's kind of the thing with clay. You just kind of just start to play, really. You kind of mash a bunch of stuff up and smoosh it back together and cut it apart and slice it, and then you just come up with something. And sometimes it's just fun to do the same thing over and over and over again and do it with like different colors. I really like the way this cane actually turned out on the outside. It's kind of reptilian, I guess. And I never really know what shapes to cut out from my pieces. I like to go online and look at what other polymer clay artists are doing and then make my own shapes. But you know, I think that's the hardest part for me, is trying to come up with a shape or what I want to make out of this. Like, I really enjoy just playing with the clay and mashing it up and making something, but not necessarily making the jewelry aspect of it, which if you've watched some recent videos of mine, you'll probably see that I kind of have gotten away from showing how I put things together and like the shapes that I cut out, because I feel like a lot of people come here for the ideas. And this actually turned out really, really pretty. I'm really happy with it. Unfortunately, I should have like cut out my shapes and baked them immediately. I find that if you make something with alcohol ink and then you let it sit there for any longer than a day, it really changes how it's going to come out. So I should probably really redo this and then try it again, because I let this sit here for a week. So the ink had so much time to sink into the clay, and then I guess maybe it was sinking at different levels or absorbing at different levels. And so it really just changed the overall look of what I was originally going for. So I try to do this all in one sitting, but it's really, really hard. This could take me, almost 2 days to do, between, doing the normal things in my life, right? And then also kind of making these projects and then cutting out shapes and making sure they look really good, and then deciding what shapes I want to cut out, and then baking it, and then resining it, and then filming and all that stuff. So it's too much to do in one day, unless I can just dedicate an entire day to sitting here doing this. But I really haven't been able to find that time to where I could just sit here and do this. I try to arrange my schedule in such a way that I can sit here for a long period of time, but it doesn't ever seem to work out that way. I think the problem is I kind of save my clay stuff for later in the night, and a lot of times I just get too mentally tired, so I don't get to finish my projects because I'm too tired. I really should arrange it to where I do this in the morning and then other stuff at night. But such is life. We live and we learn, right? You know, on the backgrounds, you can do anything you want to. Obviously, after you kind of make your brick of pattern, you can kind of just decide if you want to use molds or what kind of backing you want to use. On these translucent clay projects, it is best to use the translucent clay as the underneath. That way you can still get that translucent effect, because if you do use a solid color in the background, you are going to lose the pretty depth that you get from the translucent clay, which is the reason why I like the translucent clay, because it does add a lot of depth to pieces. And then this is just me kind of showing you, just cut out your shapes, whatever you want to do, and make whatever you want to make. And these are the pieces that I made. I'm actually quite happy with them, considering I left them there for a week before baking them. But these are these shapes that I came up with, and these really reminded me of like the fake nails. I think this would be a really pretty pattern, like at Halloween time. Ooh, spooky, right? And then another one, kind of larger at the bottom. They kind of look like bugles, too, at the same time. I love bugles. Let me know if you love bugles. And then these are just 3 pendants that I made. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a like, comment. Please go and check out my other channel, Frugally Delicious, and I will see you in the next clay video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!